Hi, in this video we learn how to make a one-page CV or resume. Now before we actually get down to the details of how to frame or how to make the CV, I want to share with you a few things which are standard these days across the corporate world. Number one, these days we do not have very lengthy resumes or CVs, so we stick to a one-pager. That means all your details about your life that you want to share with the panel, you have to fit them within one single page. Number two, whatever you write throughout your CV, it all has to come out in a very consistent manner. In terms of representation, that means that you will use the same font throughout, barring the headings. The font would preferably be Times New Roman or Arial, and the font size would be between 11 to 13. Another hugely important aspect of making a good CV is to take care of the grammar. Make sure you do not have even one single grammatical error in your CV, because if you have any errors in your CV, that reflects really poorly on your carefulness, on the way you try to put in the effort in making a good CV. So come what may, make sure you have absolutely no grammatical error in the CV. Now let's discuss the actual format of how you make your CV. Remember, there are no fixed rules as to how to make a CV, but the format that I am going to share with you is the one that is being used all across the corporate world these days, and is also the one that is standardized across all the B schools, not only in India but across the world, and particularly US. Getting down to making the CV, the first thing, the top of the CV, the left hand corner, you will write your name, and on the right hand corner you will have your date of birth. After these details, the first thing in your CV would be a small table that would specify your academic qualifications in the reverse chronological order. That means your latest academic qualification at the top, the university or board in the second column, and your marks or the division in the third column. So you will have three columns in this small table that will specify your academic qualification. The second title would be your academic distinctions, and remember, this is very, very important, because this is primarily what differentiates you from other people in your professional career. Now, a lot of students say that we do not have any sort of academic distinctions. You really have to fish out something out of your life wherein you have achieved something stellar in your academic life. Now, this can be something where you've probably achieved a top rank in your university or in your class, or you've been an NTSC scholar, or you've got some particular highest grade in any particular subject in your board exams or in your university. However, you must remember that you need to fill in something here, because as I said, this is what differentiates you from other people in your professional standing. So academics is very, very important. Also remember, whatever you fill in here, try and be as specific as possible and involve as many numbers as you can. For example, you must say that I was first in a class of 53 students, or I was the university topper in a batch of 11,000 students, or something like that. So wherever you can, please remember to mention the numbers. After your academic distinctions, there will be three other features of your CV, three other parts of your CV, and all of them will have the same format. The first one would be the projects and internships you've done in your life, particularly in your graduation. So here, the name of your project or the name of your internship will be mentioned in a separate box on the left hand side, and on the right hand side, in bullet points in front of each particular internship or training, you will mention, number one, your achievements in that particular training, and what have your learnings been in that particular training. So on the left hand side, you will have the name, and on the right hand side, you will have the achievements and learnings. The second part after projects and internships would be position of responsibility. Now this is a very important part, particularly for any interviews for consultancy companies or any other panel where you want to project your leadership abilities. Again, the same format. On the left hand side, you will mention the designations of various responsibilities that you've undertaken. For example, you will mention President, Road Track Club, General Secretary, another club, or any other thing that you've done. Similarly, on the right hand side, as before, you will mention your achievements and learnings. Here again, try and be as specific as possible. For example, you can say, led a team of 400 members. The third part after position of responsibility is your extracurricular achievements, and this is again a reflection of your personality. If you've got very good extracurricular achievements, this shows that you've got a very well-rounded personality. So again, following the same format, on the left-hand side would be various different parts, would be various different segments of your extracurricular achievements. For example, one box would be for dancing, another would be for singing, and any other thing that's there in your resume for extracurricular activities. The right-hand side again would be your achievements and particularly details of the events where you've achieved this distinction. Remember to fit all these details in one single line each. The other method in which you can fill in your extracurricular details is, instead of having separate boxes for each activity, you can mix them all together if you do not have a lot of points for every separate activity. So instead of having boxes, you can have all of them mixed together. Now, one thing that you have to follow for writing all the bullet points throughout your CV is to use as many power verbs as you can. Now, what are power verbs? For details, you can refer to our website, wherein we've listed a huge number of power verbs. Now, whenever you use power verbs in your CV, they lend a lot of character, a lot of they increase the credibility of what you want to say. So try and use them as much as you can.